In last lecture, we have explained extends in generic class. In this one, we will take a look on the default value of the generic type. Okay, so what I mean by the default value is simply when you are writing with this syntax, the extends person, I can write here normal equal sign, and I will say here extends person equal person. And when you see it straight away in the code, it can be a little bit confusing. What's happening here? I'm extending here person, I'm assigning person to the person. It's really weird. But this part here is just a default value. In a case, you will not provide here anything into the logger. So if we will not provide here pointy brackets, and I will not provide here any generic class, by the default, your logger will be of type person. Okay, this default value here you are writing. So when I will remove the business person completely, I'll leave here as an empty. Now when you will hover over the log, you will see your log, and your logger is working with a person. So log, items, person, and so on. You are getting here person type. So that's the default value. That's how you usually see it in the code. And I will be writing it also like this when we'll be working on our application. And I can assign here anything. I can write here, okay, my person, it will be by the default, it will be student person, for example. Student person. Oops, I don't have here a student person now. Okay, it will be by default business person. So I will provide here anything. Now, of course, we are working with the business persons, and we have an issue here because the business person has also salary, but I am not defining here any salary on these objects of the persons. Okay, that's one way. Also, what you can do, you can provide a default value like this, normal type, you can write here in a curly brackets. Okay, if there is no type provided, then you have to provide, let's say, brand of type string, and let's say you will provide here, okay, actually I cannot do it like this. Let me write it in the separate space type. Let's say this will be type of the car. We're already defining here car, so we'll remove this car, and type car will have a brand of type string, and also age of type number. Okay, and I can write here now equal car. And now we are getting here issue here. Type car doesn't satisfy the constraint person. The type car is missing the following properties from type name and the city. Okay, so that's a very interesting thing. When you want to provide a default value, you also need to provide here parameters that of the interface you are extending or the type you are extending. So I can provide here car, all right? Okay, but I need to provide here also the person, so name, age, and a city. So I need to provide here a name, string, age, number, city, string. I have a double H here, so like this. Okay, so that's one of the constraints when you're writing your extends and you're providing default value. Also, the default value has to extend the person, so it has to have a properties in a common with the person or any type you're extending. You're writing here extends of. Okay, and this way I can provide here this default value. As I was writing here before, the issue was that I wasn't providing here then these properties of the person. So now I can just simply copy it over and I can provide it inline like this. Okay, and you can see everything is working. I can format it like this. Okay, so you can see it here. Okay, so I'm providing here default value of this will be brand, age, name, and a city. So when I will provide here anything, of course, I'm getting here error because I'm missing here now lots of properties. I'm missing here now brand and so on. But that's not the point. Point is that we can extend here the default. We can provide here also default value, but this default value has to satisfy the constraints of the type we are extending here. So person. Okay, guys, I will revert it. So because it's a very long expression, I will just leave here a person. The default value is now car. Of course, we are getting here error. So if you want to fix it, you just need to provide here all of these other properties. So you need to provide here a brand and the city. Oh, actually, city we have. So just a brand. So if you want a brand, doesn't make much sense. Just an empty string and a brand here. Brand here, and you will get rid of this issue. All right, guys. So that's should be it when I'm looking at this. That's the default values. Let's continue in the next one.